Nā mihi nui iho mā, ke te whakarongo mai koutou ki te rongopai a ihu karaki hoki, mai iti te puka hone. Greetings friends, it's Buckshot here again, coming to you from Wellington with another Gospel reflection. This time it comes from John chapter 15, verses 1 to 8, which I will read shortly. The lectionary has had us reading over the last few weeks from John's record of what Jesus spoke on to his disciples at the Last Supper and on the night he was betrayed by Judas, which set him up for execution the next day. There are some really powerful and iconic motifs painted in these texts, which are well worth reflecting on as disciples in the modern world. Things which we can reflect on to inform our actions in our day-to-day following of Jesus. So our text today is from that night, and here it is. I am the true vine, and my Father is the vine dresser. Every branch in me that bears no fruit, he cuts away, and every branch that does bear fruit, he prunes to make it bear even more. You are clean already by means of the word I have spoken to you. Remain in me, as I in you. As a branch cannot bear fruit by itself unless it remains in me, unless it remains part of the vine, neither can you unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. Whoever remains in me, with me and him, bears fruit in plenty. Or cut off from me, you can do nothing. Anyone who does not remain in me is thrown away like a branch and withers. These branches are collected and thrown into the fire and are burned. If you remain in me, and my words remain in you, you may ask for whatever you please, and you will get it. It is to the glory of my Father that you should bear much fruit and be my disciples. Here we have a very agricultural and familiar image for the disciples. They had no supermarkets that removed them from the reality of life's experience. A few years ago, I was really lucky to be presented with an apple tree by my wife, and we planted it in our front yard. Unfortunately, we neglected it for quite a while due to our lack of experience and also the demands on our life over that time. I'm also very fortunate to have a good friend who's an arborist, and 2 years ago I asked him for some advice on how we might redeem this tree and make it fruitful and worthwhile. Now, I followed his advice, pruned off certain branches, trained other ones so that they grow flat instead of straight up, and I've only taken off so much branches each year. The process is still not finished, but already the fruit that has been borne by that tree is far superior to what it was before. And I couldn't prune all the branches off in one season, as I would have killed the tree and made it totally useless. This image from Jesus today is incredibly powerful and helpful for us as disciples. Already, with the small amount of pruning and care that I've shown our tree, we have more and better apples than we had before. And I'm looking forward to the next pruning in a month or so, and then the harvest next autumn. And I expect to produce nicer and better fruit again. But left to its own devices, this tree will send out shoots all over the place and only produce tiny, worthless fruit. With some care, guidance and compassion to not cut off too much at once, it will thrive and grow. I'm sure it does not like actually having its branches cut off each year, just as I don't, and we may not like having our limbs trimmed at certain times. This image is beautiful, because this fruit-producing activity is a communal one. We cannot do this on our own. You know, it always pains me when I see people leave our club or a church community over what appears to be relational problems. The discipleship journey is something that needs a group of people around us to care, to challenge, and in effect prune or polish our lives to be better. Jesus is calling us to remain in him, to remain connected to each other, so that this pruning and fruit bearing can happen. There is also a warning for those of us who may feel that we are the vine dresser, the pruner, that we must take good care of the vine. We need to take the long view of those in our care, so that we do not push them too fast, cut off too much too quickly. It will take me about 5 years to sort my tree out to a place where it will only need trimming and minor maintenance year after year to keep it in good condition. The discipleship, following Jesus again, is not a 5-minute quick fix deal. It is a marathon through many seasons of careful pruning and waiting. I am now waiting for all the leaves to fall off my tree before I prune it again at the best time, and enjoying the autumn colours as I wait. Friends, let's choose to remain with Jesus, to listen to his wisdom, and also remain with each other, so that the club community can compassionately and wisely do the pruning and that caring together. And then we can enjoy the fruit of this work together, whether that is a crisp, juicy apple, or maybe beautiful cider made from the not so great looking fruit. So whatever it is, whatever stage we're at in our journey of producing fruit and being pruned by those around us, may we stick with that journey and bring glory to God together by staying together with Jesus. Rangamārie kia tātou katoa. May the peace of God be with us all. Cheers.